Hello and a very warm welcome to all students from the Europe Hotel School. It's fantastic to have you with us for this next step in your learning journey. Today, we're diving into something that's truly a game changer for our industry, how artificial intelligence is completely reshaping the way we think about and achieve operational excellence in hotels.
So, here's our game plan. We're going to break this down into 5 key areas. First, we'll tackle the most fundamental question about efficiency. Then, we'll explore why context is, well, everything. After that, we'll get into the tech itself, AI-powered benchmarking, and see it in action with a real-world example. And finally, we'll bring it all home by looking at how you can use these tools to build a lasting culture of excellence. Sound good? Let's jump in.
All right, let's start with the big one. This is the question that I guarantee keeps every single hotel manager on their toes. Are we really as good as we think we are? How do we actually measure that?
And that really boils down to this. How efficient are we compared to our peers? This is the absolute heart of modern hospitality management. You can feel like your costs are in check. You can be incredibly proud of your team's hard work. But honestly, without an objective comparison, those feelings are just guesswork. To really unlock your hotel's potential, you have to look beyond your own operation and see how you stack up against the competition.
And this is the main point I want you to take away from this first section. Operating in a vacuum makes your data almost meaningless. Think about it. A labor cost of, say, 30%. What does that actually tell you on its own? Is that good? Is it terrible? Who knows? Without the context of what similar hotels are achieving, it's just a number floating in space. You have no idea if you're leading the pack or seriously falling behind. So, this naturally brings us to the solution. If guesswork is the problem, then the answer is to embrace a strategy that's driven by data that finally gives us the context we've been missing. This really says it all, doesn't it? True, meaningful optimization doesn't come from just tinkering with your own internal processes in isolation. It comes from looking outward. It's about understanding the industry standard, seeing what's truly possible, and then setting ambitious, realistic goals based on that knowledge. So let's talk about the technology that makes all of this possible. This is where AI-powered benchmarking comes into play. It's the modern tool that delivers that critical context we need for truly effective management.
So how does this actually work? Well, platforms like M3 use AI to collect and process labor data from thousands and thousands of hotels. Now, the really clever part is that the data is all aggregated and made completely anonymous. So what does that mean? It means a luxury hotel in London can see exactly how its productivity compares to other luxury hotels right there in London, in real time, without anyone's private data being exposed. You can imagine what a huge competitive advantage that kind of insight is.
Okay, that's the theory. But let's see how this plays out on the ground. We're going to walk through a really practical example from a department that's a huge part of any hotel's labor budget: housekeeping.
First things first, we need to know the metric we're looking at. It's called LHPOR, which stands for Labor Hours Per Occupied Room. It's a super common way to measure housekeeping efficiency. It basically tells you, on average, how much time your team spends cleaning and preparing each room that's sold. And in this case, a lower LHPOR is what you're aiming for. It means you're more productive.
And here it is. This is that aha moment that the AI provides. Look at this chart. Our fictional hotel here has an LHPOR of 3.1 hours. But when we compare that to our direct peers, similar hotels in a similar market, their benchmark is just 2.5 hours. That's a massive gap. We're talking more than half an hour of extra labor and extra cost on every single room we sell compared to our competition. All of a sudden, we don't just have a feeling, we have a clear, measurable problem.
Now, this is a really crucial point. The AI's job isn't to magically give you all the answers. Its job is to raise a big, impossible-to-ignore red flag. It pinpoints a significant inefficiency and tells you, hey, look over here. It takes that vague feeling of, I think we could do better in housekeeping, and turns it into a specific, data-backed problem that you can actually start to solve.
And that's where human expertise and management skill comes right back into the picture. A high LHPOR doesn't automatically mean your team is working slowly. In fact, the root cause is often systemic. It could be anything. Maybe the physical layout of the hotel is inefficient. Maybe the cleaning supplies aren't up to scratch. Or perhaps there are gaps in the training program, or the standard operating procedures themselves are just outdated. The AI points you to the problem. Your job is to investigate the why.
And this brings us to the ultimate goal. Because using this data isn't just about fixing one problem one time. It's about building something much, much bigger. A culture where you're always getting better.
This slide lays out that process perfectly.
It's a continuous loop of improvement. First, you analyze the data and spot an opportunity. Second, you implement a change. Let's say it's a new training program for housekeeping. Third, and this is the cool part, you track the results in real time. You can actually see that LHPOR numbers start to come down. And that success, it energizes the team and fuels the next cycle of improvement. It's a powerful feedback loop.
When you work this way, it fundamentally shifts your entire management style. You stop being reactive, always running around, putting out fires. You become proactive. You're spotting and solving small issues before they snowball into big, expensive problems. This is what separates the good hotels from the truly great, best-in-class operations. And it's how they stay on top.
So, as you get ready to launch your careers in this amazing industry, I want to leave you with this one question to think about. Will you be content with an operation that's just doing well? Or are you going to be the kind of leader who uses these incredible tools to build an operation that is truly and provably best in class? The technology is here. The opportunity is absolutely yours for the taking.